The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. We are always here wondering why our leaders are not able to do what we expect them to do when they even know the right thing to do, and always portray themselves as poor people. The First Lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima, came out with explosive expose. All the questions we have been asking ourselves for these years, this woman has provided the answers to all the questions that we have been asking. We always sit down and all we know is the surface, but what is really happening deep down, we do not know. According to her, we are not independent. Even though we are always claiming we have our independence and we are celebrating it every year, the African is not independent, because if we are, these people wouldn't be sitting wherever they are, telling us what to do, taking control over the natural resources. They come into the continent, mine the natural resources from our respective nations, and at the end of the day, they leave us with peanuts. They take billions out, and they just give us like maybe 100 or thousands of it, which cannot do anything for the African. That our problems can be solved with the peanuts that they give to us. These people always control everything, and if you don't do what these people are looking for as a leader, they try to cause havoc. We have seen what they are doing in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso when they decided to kick them out, and that any leader that will stand up to these people, they find other means and ways, like what they are doing to Captain Ibrahim, Traore'S, Assimi Goïta, and Abdurrahman Tiani, trying to take. We understand. It must be what they want. For centuries, these people have succeeded in controlling Africa. They don't want to do anything of their own. That even in the UN, these people are not allowing Africans to have a representative. Looking at these large continents, 54 countries in Africa, these people don't see how valuable we are. And we heard what the woman who spoke for the United States of America said, that if they should give us a veto power, it will make the council dysfunctional. In which way? We don't know. So Africans are treated inferior after taking all the mineral resources out of Africa. We know the education that they've given to us is nothing to write home about. We do not have good drinking water. Is it China? Is it the United States of America? Is it UK? Is it EU? Any of these people that are into the continent are not here for our good. All that they try to do is to keep the African poor, for us never to develop, so that everything that we have, they will be taking them away. And that these leaders, if you don't do their bid, the democratic elected ones, no wonder these people, when we make noise, they can't do anything. It's like they'll tell you our hands are tied. They try to cause havoc, use your enemies against you, the oppositions. They will try to use them against you.
But unfortunately, we are not given the free will to make decisions on our own mineral resources. There's always Big Brother who decides. And when you fight and say, no, we are not going to do this, they use the system to stop you. It's either they set you up with the opposition and they'll be supporting the opposition against you from the back, or they cause unnecessary chaos in your country so that you are not able to even govern your own people. They will do things to make you not to be functionable. And of course, any country that don't have peace cannot develop. You have to have peace before you talk about development. I'll give you a simple example about Sierra Leone. Every mining company that is in Sierra Leone today is owned by a foreigner. Every mining company. If it's not the Chinese, it's the American, it's the British. Our electricity, Bumuda, is run by the British, and we still don't have light. We're looking for light, electricity. If you don't have electricity, how can you talk about education? How can you talk about health facility? How can you talk about improving the infrastructure of your country? We don't have electricity. Now, do we actually even have proper water, pipe-borne water, so that our kids will not be sick? We don't have those facilities. Why? With all the minerals we have, there is a cap you put. Before my husband became the president of Sierra Leone was benefiting, they said, what's the word? 0.000.1%. What is that? Basically, A company can take as much as $100 million out of the country in terms of minerals, and then they can just give the country $10,000. Now, what will $10,000 do for our health system? What is $10,000 do for our educational system? And these are the things I believe that are stopping Africa from progressing. We don't have a say. The sense about us celebrating independence, I don't know why we celebrate independence, because we are not free. That is my own take. I'm not speaking also on behalf of the government of Sierra Leone, nor am I speaking on behalf of His Excellency the President. I am speaking as Fatima, as a citizen of a country who believes that things need to change.
I join you in that sense. I'm Jesse, I'm a person. Fatima is a person. We agree. I see you. I value your perspective, and I want to find a way forward. Right? Neither of us likes the status quo.
No.
We see women and girls being oppressed. We see patriarchy stronger than ever. And we see colonial forces that persist without accountability. So it's one part to elucidate the problems that come from that. The many sequelae of extraction include inadequate remaining resources to develop as a state, to do all the things that people want to do for themselves. Provide education, provide health care. So I wonder, as we think just as true citizens of the world committed to a better humanity, where do we go from here? Do you have any practical ideas about where we might start? Or collective ideas that we might gain support for?
I feel Africa, patriotism is very important. You have to love your country to want your country to be a better place. Patriotism, I think we have to have that sense of patriotism in our countries, and our leaders also should be subjected to that. You know, it is not only when you were talking about election and then everybody come out and celebrate, and after election, that's it. Accountability. Who accounts for what is happening? Who is the one who is changing the narrative of what is happening? Like I said, as a First Lady, I am not part of a government system. I am a wife of a president. So when I speak on behalf of the people, because I understand what the people are going through. At the end of the day, I'm not being paid salary, and I cannot be fired either. So that's the advantage. That's the advantage of being a First Lady. But I believe that for Africa, what is happening in Africa today, it needs to change, and it needs to change now. There is no time like now, because for Sierra Leone, we now have a president who believes that we cannot wait for other people to come and develop us. We cannot wait for another country to come and prescribe how our country should be run or what we need in our country. You know, this divide and rule, if you're close to China, we will not come to your country. If you're close to America, we will not come to your country. I mean, the fight that is between England, Europe, America, China, Russia is not a Sierra Leone fight. That's not our problem. We're fighting for our daily bread. We're looking to have education, just like America. We're looking to have good health facility. Just like Europe, we're looking to have governance structure where one single person cannot be the dictator of a nation. That's what we're looking for. And in that process, we're going to be allies to everybody who wants us to grow. But if we now align ourselves with someone, and then this other person now feel offended that, oh, you know, I'm coming from China now. I flew in, I've gone around the world to get to Boston, you know. I went to China and then come here. Before here, I went to England and then flew into America. For me, I am not restricted where I should go or who I should be talking to. I am going around the world to see a country that sees Africa not as not just as an ally of what you'll be getting from us, but a country that sees Sierra Leone as partners and treat us with respect. You cannot be coming to our country and take everything that will make us develop, and then you still treat us as inferior people, as if we don't know what we're doing. I think that is wrong. You know, We're looking for partners that value us. People that will come to our country and say, you know what, this country has suffered enough. They need to grow. We were once the atom of Africa. Every country within sub-Saharan Africa used to come to Sierra Leone for our education. And today, what can we be proud of? We cannot talk about education in Sierra Leone because they've ruined that for us. Everything that has empowered Sierra Leone has been ruined. And now we have a leader who wants to fix everything. There is a problem. In Africa, you should not have a leader that is assertive, a leader that knows what his people want, a leader that wants to change what is happening. The moment you have that, it's everyone's target. And then they find reason to slow you down, they find reason to stop you, and they use that system of corruption. They use corrupt people, they use negative people, they use unpatriotic citizens to come after a government who is doing what is right for a system. I think we need to address those issues. Unfortunately, I don't know I'm very good at name calling, but at the moment, I don't know who I should be screaming at.
Who's addressed in Hands Off Our Girls? That instruction is given to who?
The Hands Off Our Girls is for everyone. When I say everyone, when I became the First Lady in 2018, the state of our country was disgraceful. It was disgusting. I mean, babies as young as 6 months were being raped by men. Yes. And that's the reality. So there was no one out there to actually say it as it is. There is no one out there to say, no, we've had enough. And every time there's this excuse.
They will do all sort of things in your country, just making sure you don't have peace because you have decided to move away from them. And these people will turn your people against you. If you don't have peace, what will you do? What will you do? These people don't want to leave Africa alone. They see Africa to be their backyard. They owe Africa. As Russia is doing everything possible within its means to develop and solve its problems, these people always want to have the cheap way out. And they will come after you if you try to stand up against them. That these people have created their systems, and you can never beat the systems. And that is why we always say that before we can break forth from all these things that these people are doing to us as Africans, we need to do away with their systems. Individually, we cannot fight them. And that is why we are asking you to join hands with Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Instead of you sitting there and calling them to democratic rule, that will not help us. The systems that these people have created will fight you. You can never fight these people with their own systems that they've created. They have tested them. They know the in and out of it. But our leaders will still not pay heed to us. So that these are tactics that these people always use on us. So that nobody is able to stand up to them. But if we are united as a people, if we all join hands together with Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, these people wouldn't be able to defeat us. What shows that if all the 54 countries should come together, these people will be able to fight us. It's because we are trying to fight them individually. That is why these people always prevail. That is why they get a chance to do what they are doing. Let's unite. It's only the unity that will set us free. That was why our freedom fighters have to come together to fight these people. Because if you don't do that, they will always use the other against you. They know how their systems that they've created works, and they will beat you with the systems because they have created them. Is it the religion? Is it the education? Anything that these people gave to us is designed. They've tested them. And they know the in and out of it. They know the strengths and the weaknesses of the systems. And they know how best it works on you and how best they can use them. They also asked her of IMF. And she said, we can never manage our money. Yes, as for money when it comes, even that's just having a veto power. It will make the council dysfunctional. Is it joining IMF that wouldn't make the IMF to collapse. These people have a perception about Africans that we cannot do anything for ourselves. We are not good at anything. And we have also allowed these people to always get whatsoever they are getting. Because when other people rise up, like what Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have done, we are the same people who will be calling them back into slavery. Other people have seen freedom, and they are willing to take their freedom into their own hands. And you still get people who will be calling them their brothers, pushing them, who are even willing to fight their brothers for these people. It's because of the system that they've created. This is how the system works. They don't see the reason to which other people should move out of the systems of this oppression. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa and in Sierra Leone.